Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video I'm sharing with you guys 10 DIY Dollar Tree crafts. I also want to share with you this beautiful prayer card from Dollar Tree, and it says, God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. And that's from 1 John 4:16. Thank you for your prayers on my severely sprained ankle. Now let's plug in our glue guns, get out our glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. A lot of buffalo check in my Christmas decor, so I'm going to be sprinkling it throughout my Valentine's Day decor. You're just going to hot glue the ribbon to the base of the heart and go ahead and wrap it around the heart. And then I added some hot glue here and there as I was wrapping, and I actually didn't cut this piece long enough, so I had to just kind of improvise and glue another little piece towards the end. Now I think that this is also a really great winter craft if you're not ready to go full on Valentine's Day. And a lot of you have asked if we're going to be doing buffalo check plaid through the new year, and I really feel like we can, and I used some of it during Christmas. Definitely go for it. So I'm using my Mrs. Meyer's peppermint spray. I do have a five-piece free gift set for you guys, linked down below if you're interested. Now I'm also going to create one with the red and black buffalo check plaid scarf that I had used on one of my Christmas trees. So this was just one of the Dollar Tree scarves that I had cut into strips and used as ribbon, and so I repurposed it again and created these darling little hearts. I think these are super adorable, something you would see in more of a high-end decor store for only a couple of dollars, especially if you already have some of that ribbon. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to create some really beautiful larger vases. I'm taking a Dollar Tree margarita glass, I flipped it upside down, and then I'm just using some E6000 glue and some hot glue. The E6000 glue will make it hold really well, and the hot glue will be temporary. I also wrapped some bling wrap around it and added this beautiful jewel. I'm going to leave my bling wrap jewel, which is totallydazzle.com. It's where I buy all my bling. I'm going to leave a link down below for you guys. It's super cheap. So I added in some styrofoam, and now I'm adding in some beautiful florals. These florals are from Dollar Tree. This was some of those white flowers. They're a little bit taller. I believe I had some cherry blossom flowers thrown in there. These were from last season, so really I'm just pulling out my spring stash. I cannot believe it's already time for these spring colors, but you guys, I am so ready for them. Comment and let me know if you guys are ready just for some roses and some romance in your life. I know I am. So I'm using these Dollar Tree pink roses, and I'm not even cutting them off. I'm just fanning them out. And then a really easy way to get the tag off is just to remove that top flower, pull the tag off, and then pop the flower back on. So I just took that bundle of roses, I fanned them out, and then popped them into the back of the arrangement. Now I'm using, it's kind of a creamy blush color, whitish cream, and I pop that into the center. And now I'm using another pink color, and I'm going to pop that into the other side of this arrangement. Now keep in mind, use whatever colors you absolutely love and whatever you're decorating with for this season. I added in another bundle of the cream colored flowers, and now I'm adding in some of this lime green thrift store greenery. You probably remember me using this during the fall season. It was a garland that I found at the thrift store, and I just cut it apart. Always check your thrift stores for greenery. It can be so expensive in the decor stores, so I always check them, and you usually am able to find some. And now I'm just using some of that Dollar Tree baby's breath, and I'm going to pop that into this arrangement just to give it a little spark of romance. I really want this to look more like a high-end floral. Now I do have these larger cabbage roses. I believe I found these at TJ Maxx a couple of years ago, and I'm also adding in just some pops of red roses. I feel like during the Valentine's Day season you can really get away with reds and pinks and creams all mixed together, but again, use whatever colors that you absolutely love. And I think this is coming out so gorgeous. I feel like it looks so high-end, And I think that this is really, really nice for bridal. If you are wanting to do a bridal centerpiece on a budget, or maybe for a baby shower, just whatever you're decorating for, or Valentine's Day, or even just a winter romance theme, I think that these flower combinations are really, really nice. And here it is again, mixed in with this beautiful little tray. And I'm going to share with you guys some more DIYs through this video with just this flair of winter romance and Valentine's Day coming up. Oh my goodness, it is definitely the season for love, and I'm so happy to share these ideas with you. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take two signs. I'm going to take the love sign and then this hug, kiss, love sign. So the hug, kiss, love sign is a little bit of a floppy sign, so I want to add it to this love sign. I removed the little heart from the center of the love sign because I'm going to use it in another DIY. Now I'm going to be using this in my kitchen, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and stabilize it with this board in the back. I'm going to go ahead and take the little hanger off, and then I'm going to flip it over and just add a tiny bit of hot glue to each side. I didn't want to use a ton of hot glue because I may want to reuse this sign for a different season or for Valentine's Day next year. I'm taking some of that red and white buffalo check plaid ribbon from Dollar Tree, or maybe it's more of a gingham, and I just tied a little shoelace bow. I call this a shoelace bow because it would be as if you were tying your shoelace. I wanted to add it in where that raffia was because I removed the raffia. I do love using raffia, but for this I wanted to kind of glam it up just a little bit and make it look more like it was, I don't know, a little bit more country chic, I guess. But you guys could definitely use this as is for sure. I just wanted to stabilize it for being in my kitchen. I didn't want it kind of flopping around. So here it is. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. Again, I did like it in its original form. I had even already hung it up in my kitchen, and then I had the idea to kind of add that stronger board to the back to where the little beadboard poked out of the top. I kind of really liked that look, and then just change out that ribbon. And again, think about changing out that ribbon to go along with whatever decor that you love. Dollar Tree has so many fun little heart Valentine's ribbon this season. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we are going to redo this little framed card that I had used, one of the Dollar Tree frames. I'm using one of the Dollar Tree gift bags this time. I love to use their gift bags. It's such a great way to do framed art without spending a ton. So I just cut out the front of this gift bag, and then I'm going to very carefully remove that handle very carefully because it could have very easily torn. I was lucky it did not. And then I'm just going to hot glue it to the back of the little frame. You could also just tape it, but I was kind of moving along and just went ahead and popped that on there. I think it will come off fairly easily if I decide to remove it. Now I'm just trimming off the edges of the excess bag, and I did put the other side of the bag aside because I do have a DIY in mind for that. I always really try to repurpose and reuse as much as I can. So here is the heart that came off of that love sign, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the center of this. I want to kind of jazz this up just a bit and use whatever bits and craft bobs that you have in your stash. I went ahead and put the little backing back on it. There originally was a mirror in it, so I'm going to reuse that for another DIY in this video. I did have this little scrap ornament. This was from a Christmas ornament. It was a little angel, and then I'm using one of those TotallyDazzle.com heart jewels. Oh my goodness, their jewels are about $1.50 a piece. If you do a lot of crafting with really pretty gems, you may want to check them out. Again, I'll leave the link down below for you guys if you're interested. But here it is. Oh my goodness, how fun is this? And it's so cute and crafty, and I'm just absolutely loving this. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, here is the mirror that came out of the little framed art that we just created. I'm taking some of those Dollar Tree gems. They come in those little party favor rings. So it's a big pack of party favors. These are for kids. So the gems are very plastic, just a little heads up on that. But I'm taking them with these wire cutters and I'm removing them from the ring part. I want to make a pretty little Valentine's Day inspired mirrored tray. And so they actually were pretty sticky. So I just stuck them directly onto the tray. You could use E6000 glue if you really wanted them on there super tight. I am going to use E6000 glue to line the tray with some pearls. So Dollar Tree is selling pearls now. They're large, kind of chunky pearls. You could string them on a strand for another DIY if you wanted. They do have a little hole in them, but I wanted to use to kind of make a cute little tray. I was having a bit of a hard time though getting it to stick on the end, so I did add a dab of hot glue, but the E6000 glue really was able to hold those pearls on really well. You could also use junk jewelry or little gems. You can buy gems at Walmart or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any of those crafty decor stores, but just go to town having fun. So I added it to this mirrored tray. I wanted it underneath my little frame just to kind of razzle dazzle it up. I may make one of these too for my vanity. I think it would be a fun way just to add a touch of glam to any little spot. And there were quite a few gems left over, so you guys could do a larger tray if you found something larger at the thrift store or Dollar Tree or whatnot. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to create a beautiful lantern floral with this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm going to take this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to loop it over on itself. We're going to do this 2 loops on each side. So this is an Olivia bow. I'm going to link my bow video down there below in the description box for you guys. I'm just going to cut itty bitty tiny notches. Okay, very, very tiny. This ribbon has a tendency to really fall apart. So if you're nervous about cutting the tiny notches, you don't even have to cut them. It just helps the pipe cleaner or wire or whatever you're using to tie your ribbon on just stay a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and take a pipe cleaner and twist that together and then just pull the loops out on my bow. So this is what I call an Olivia bow. It's a double layered one though, because we're only doing 2 loops on each side. And then I'm going to take another one of these Dollar Tree ribbons. I'm using all Dollar Tree ribbon in this bow making, and I'm going to again do 2 loops on each side, trim that off, and then cut a little notch on either side. The notches do again help the pipe cleaner hold on there and help you be able to pull your ribbon loops out without the ribbon pulling apart. I've had that happen before. I really like to fluff my bows, and that can happen if you don't have those little notches for your wire to grip onto. So I'm just going to go ahead and fluff this out really nice and fluffy. And then I did decide to go ahead and add some of that Dollar Tree pink ribbon into this just to kind of jazz it up. And again, I'm doing 2 loops on each side. This comes in the craft section, so I didn't find this in the Valentine's Day section. It was just actually in the Dollar Tree craft section. That may help you find some of the ribbon. Also, if your Dollar Tree has not set out their Valentines, keep checking back because they should have it out very soon. So I'm just going to go ahead and really fluffy up this bow really nice, and then take the pipe cleaner and go ahead and attach it to the top of the lantern. So once I had it attached to the top of my lantern, I gave it some more fluffing, and then I did decide to just go ahead and dovetail the end on this longer piece. So dovetailing the end, you just take the ribbon and you cut a triangle upwards. And then I wanted to hot glue a couple of little flowers into here. I'm using some of those Dollar Tree roses that I had left over from my larger floral, and then some of that thrift store greenery is popping up underneath the bow. I like it to kind of cascade down just to kind of give it some dimension. Again, I'm mixing in the pink and the reds and the creams. You guys use whatever colors you love. And then I just decided to add in some smaller ribbon to give it a little bit of dimension. This is the red and white check gingham ribbon from Dollar Tree, and they also have this really cute little burlap with red hearts. Keep an eye out for that. That is new, I believe, this season. Comment and let me know if you guys have found that, or if that is indeed a new one. I don't remember it from last year, but here it is in all of its glory. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am just crushing on these beautiful arrangements. So as always too, I ask you guys to comment and let me know what is your favorite DIY in this session and which one will you guys be recreating. I can't wait to see what you guys are up to. Okay guys, so here is my thrift store outfit of the day. I just have this pretty little lace top with this overlay. It's a little bit oversized and it has this pretty lace detail. I have it paired with my Cool Mom jeans. I got these at Old Navy before Christmas, and then my little thrift store kind of little short boots here. So I am going to be wearing this to craft in today. It's oversized. I wore it a ton last year. I'm actually pretty good about not getting stuff on my clothes while I'm crafting. So anyway, there you guys have it. I love to dress up for you guys and make it really special. And since it's the time for romance, I had to wear a little bit more of like a romantic outfit. Looking forward to spring and Valentine's Day and all that good stuff. So anyway, I love y'all. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take 2 of the Dollar Tree baby blankets and I want to make a pillow slip cover for this pillow. So I'm just going to take the baby blanket and I cut it to size of the pillow, and then I'm going to begin to hot glue it. And I start at the corner, and as I glue along, I really pinch those corners together. And I'm going to continue to glue this entire baby blanket together, leaving one end open because we want an end to be able to slip our pillow back into. So this is a great way to refresh any of your throw pillows that you want to make into another color. So if I decide to go back to red, all I have to do is just cut the little cover off. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off this excess edge at the end, and then I just want to tuck the ends under and then begin to glue this last part. So this is kind of a tricky part. I've made these pillows so many times. I made some for my daughter during the fall time season, and I decided to just go ahead and use the gray and white baby blanket for my living room because I want to kind of soften things up for winter and spring with a little bit more pastel colors. So here it is. I paired it with this really cute little pillow that I found at TJ Maxx. I was so excited to find this, and then it's going to go perfectly in with some of this winter Valentine's Day spring decor that you guys are seeing. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for this new season of crafting, you guys. I just cannot wait to share all these DIYs with you guys. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to take one of those Dollar Tree little rugs, and then we're going to take one of those Dollar Tree heart placemats. I had some gold spray paint in my stash, and so I just went ahead and began to spray paint in and around the little heart placemat. These are so fun to do. You could also use just regular paint, but spray paint works really well. So here is how it looks with the gold, and then I dug into Mr. Romantic's spray paint stash. He had some of this fire engine red, so I decided to try the red out to see how it looked. We had 2 of these mats in the garage. They're only $1 at Dollar Tree. So here they are. I'm actually going to put one by my front door on the inside of my house, and then one is going to go on Tinky's little spot where she eats breakfast. I always like to hang like a little decor in her kitty spot. So you guys will see that on my Instagram stories in the morning, how I went ahead and did that. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take this buffalo check plaid table runner. This was just 2 scarves that I hot glued together and made into a table runner. And then I'm going to take this little heart wreath. They sell this at Dollar Tree with these felt hearts, and I want to cut several of them off because I want to add them to the little table runner. Now I'm not going to be able to wash this because I am just going to hot glue this onto here, but I've seen these really beautiful Valentine's table runners and they're so expensive in the decor stores, so I thought, why not make our own? I'm repurposing this table runner that I had made from 2 Dollar Tree scarves from the winter time, and so I'm just going to add these cute little hearts on here, and I think it'll be super adorable. This is definitely just for decor purposes only. If you guys can see my little awkward mom dancing I have going on back there, but I'm just laying out this pattern. So I laid the pattern out, and then I went ahead and began to hot glue the hearts onto the table scarf. Now you guys get creative and do whatever pattern that you love, but I think the really whimsical, fun look is what I'm going to go for my Valentine's Day decor. So I'm just continuing to hot glue these on here until I get them all on here. And the smaller hearts that I'm using are from a bag of foam hearts that you get at the Dollar Tree as well. They come with a ton of foam hearts in them. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money on your Valentine's Day decor, definitely pick up some of those foam hearts. You can just sprinkle them in and around wherever you need to. So here is how it came out. Oh my goodness, I think it looks so fun and fabulous. Again, I'm gonna have to be careful, and we're not gonna eat on this table runner. I'll probably end up putting it on my entryway table by the front door, but I thought it looks so adorable with my little wreath that I'm gonna share with you guys how to make, and then just some little pops of black and white and with some of these soft kind of Valentine's winter pastels. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this candle and some Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm just going to wrap the little heart ribbon around the candle and then add some hot glue, and then you want to wrap it pretty tight, and that is going to create a fun little seasonal candle. I'm going to trim that off. Now this candle I did find at a garage sale during the summer. I have not been able to find at the Dollar Tree LED candles recently. I'm going to go ahead and take and trim off one of those little felt hearts from the heart wreath that we were working with earlier, and I'm going to trim it down just a bit so it'll be more to suit the size of this candle. And then once I'm trimming that down, I want to hot glue it over the little seam that we hot glued the ribbon together, and that way you won't see the work, and then if the candle is in front of a mirror, you won't see the seam in the back either. So I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it directly onto the ribbon, and then to secure it even a little bit better, I decided to add some red and white gingham. This is also at Dollar Tree. Stock up on this because you guys can use this through the 4th of July holiday and even into Christmas next year. I think it's a great price and such a cute little pattern. I'm really crushing on the gingham this year. So I'm just going to add a shoelace bow, which a shoelace bow is just a bow that you would tie when you're tying your shoes. And then I like to go ahead and dovetail the ends of my ribbon, and to do that I just fold it in half and then cut in an upward direction, and that is going to give my ribbon a really pretty little boutique finish. So I think it looks really cute like that, but I decided to go a little bit extra. You guys know me, I love to add my bling. You could add a bling jewel, or you could also add one of these little red hearts from Dollar Tree. They sell them in a big pack of like party favors. They come on a ring, but you can clip them off. I also love totallydazzled.com for bling jewels. They're about $1.50 each, and they have the most beautiful jewels, especially if you're doing a lot of craft projects. It's just such a great price. Or you could use junk jewelry as well that you find maybe at the thrift store or at a flea market. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we are going to create a beautiful Valentine Deco mesh wreath. So Deco mesh is 5 yards on every roll, and then I'm going to cut it into 8-inch strips. So I'm going to use 2 of each color, and then I'm just going to go ahead and use this soup can to kind of hold it down. So I'm cutting 8-inch strips, and I'm going to use 2 rolls of pink, 2 rolls of red, and then we ended up using 3 rolls of white because the white seemed to be a little bit shorter or didn't have quite as much on it. So you might want to have a backup of the red and the pink just to be safe. But I'm going to go ahead and cut 8-inch strips of each color. Now the cutting does get a little bit tedious, and be sure not to use your very fancy bow scissors because it will dull them. But go ahead and begin to cut your mesh, and I like to go ahead and cut all of my mesh in advance, and then I start making my bundles. So to make a bundle, I am just going to take a pipe cleaner. Now I suggest you use an entire pipe cleaner. I folded some of them in half and cut them, but the way that I made this wreath, it seemed to work a little bit better with the full pipe cleaner. You can also cut your mesh by adding it to a clipboard and rolling it around and around the clipboard and then cutting it off that way. Mr. Romantic was actually helping me with this project, and I give him credit for this ingenious idea, just a way to make it go a little bit quicker. He's always coming up with ways to help me out with my crafts and make things a little bit faster, so big thank you to him. him. I will also tell you that the Dollar Tree Deco mesh has a tendency to fray, so if that bothers you, you might want to spend a little bit extra money and invest in nicer mesh. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my little mesh rolls into bundles. So you just take them and roll them into kind of like a little burrito. They don't have to be perfect, you guys. I promise you. Give yourself grace on this, but you roll them together. I'm going to roll them with a red bundle, a white bundle, and a pink bundle. And then I'm going to take my little pipe cleaner and I'm just going to twist tie that together. Now, if you're just going to use the half pipe cleaners, you want to tie them really tight together. But if your hands have trouble like mine do, I suggest use a full pipe cleaner. So you're going to need at least 24 to 48 pipe cleaners, depending on how full you want your wreath to be. So I'm going to take and I am going to pipe cleaner my bundles on to the outside edge, and I'm going to loop it around the outside edge and then around that first rung. So as you guys can see right here, I'm taking it and I'm going to go on the outside edge and then pull it around to that first rung. Now this is how I'm doing this heart-shaped wreath. I've made them different ways before. This is kind of also why I'm suggesting to use the longer pipe cleaner. But if you're really good at twist tying that mesh and you can get on there really tight, you could use half of a pipe cleaner. It just depends on what you're up for. So that's just my suggestion on this. So I'm going to take and I'm going to do 4 rows of bundles in the top part of the wreath. So the top part of the wreath is going to have 4 rolls of bundles. And then that next side part that kind of swoops over, you're going to do 12 bundles on that swoop over part. And then as you work down your wreath to the next section, you're going to do 8 bundles. And then at the very base, you're going to do 4 bundles again. I'm going to leave that in the description box below if you guys need a little bit of help with that. But basically, you just want to begin to start filling up your wreath with loads and loads of fun little fluffy deco mesh. So you guys can see me. I'm just going to go ahead and begin to add this. And it's good to put a TV show on because deco mesh can take a while. Again, go for it. Don't be afraid. Have fun. You really can't mess this up. I promise you guys. So you're just going to use all these little bundles. Here is the longer pipe cleaner chenille stem that I was telling you guys about. And so now we're going to go ahead and make our bow. So I've attached all of my little bundles to this deco mesh wreath. So to start out with making our bow, I'm going to use this Dollar Tree red and white ribbon, and I am going to make an Olivia bow. I'll link my bow video down below, but you're just going to take it and loop it over on itself, and the first part of this bow is going to be 14 inches. So you guys can see I measured out 14 inches, and then I'm just taking the ribbon and looping it over on itself, and you're going to make 6 loops until you get to the very end of your ribbon. So this was a full new roll of Dollar Tree ribbon. I believe it's 9 foot, and then you're going to pinch it in the center and cut itty bitty tiny notches less than ½ an inch. That's going to give your pipe cleaner something to hold on to. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take the pipe cleaner now and wrap it around the ribbon, the bow here. Do not cut the notches too big. If you're scared you're going to cut them too big, just don't cut them at all, because you don't want your ribbon to fall apart. I've had that happen before. Trust me, it's not good. So just tiny notches there, and then I'm going to go ahead and dovetail this in. So this is the base of the ribbon. Again, this is an Olivia bow, just for reference. It's the huge fluffy Olivia bow. I'm going to link my bow video if you guys need a little bit better instructions or slower, but I'm going to try to go slow here too. So next I'm going to make a 12-inch length loop. So we're going to go ahead and make another Olivia bow here. You're going to loop it over on itself 6 times, find the center, and then cut a notch on either side. So basically this is the same ribbon looping over and over. You're just gradually getting a little bit smaller. So the first red and white you did 14 inches long, the second one you're doing 12 inches long, and then the next one you're going to do 10 inches long. I hope that makes sense. Comment and let me know if you guys have questions. I created this bow because I cannot make a bow to save my life, and I finally figured out how to make this one, and so I just love to share it with you guys. I'm not super adventuresome in bows. I am going to try to learn to do different and bigger and better bows for you guys as it goes along. So now I am going to use some of that buffalo check plaid ribbon. This is ribbon that I had left over from Christmas, and so I'm just going to go ahead, and this is my smallest loop. This is the 10-inch loop, and I want this to be in the center center. So I'm looping it over on itself again 6 times. You can see me kind of counting how many times I looped it over on itself, and then again finding your center and then just notching it on either side, and then you're going to add it to the center of your last one. So you're going to have a big old stack of ribbon here basically. And then the next part is my favorite part when you do all the fluffing. So you're going to take that pipe cleaner and just twist all your ribbon together, and then this comes the fun part when you just begin to fluff it out. I like to start at the base and then twist my loops out and really give them a good fluffing. So the little notches are what helps the pipe cleaner hang on to the ribbon. That's why I cut the notches, so then the bow doesn't pull out, because I've had that happen before too. So just continue to fluffy up your bow nice and full and play with it. It doesn't always come out perfect at first by any means. I definitely have to fluff my bow and play with it quite a bit to really get it to look how I want it to look and get all the ribbon positioned in the right spot. So now is my favorite part when I add the big beautiful bow to my little wreath. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it kind of to the side of the wreath. I always like to add mine off to the side, and then I'm going to fluff it a little bit more now that it's on there. And then we made these little hearts. This is just the Dollar Tree foam heart that we used ribbon, and we tied the ribbon over the foam heart to create this cute little buffalo check plaid heart. You guys really liked this one, so comment and let me know if you're going to be doing this one. I just added a chenille stem to the back, and that's going to help me attach it to the wreath. So you just hot glue the chenille stem onto the back, and then I took apart one of those little Dollar Tree detachable kind of hanging wreaths, and again I'm adding the chenille stem to the back, and that's going to make it be able to attach into the wreath, and it'll appear like it's floating. So this is just kind of a little secret of mine that I love to share with you guys. I'm adding another one to the top. Just sprinkle them around, get creative, and have fun with that one. So, oh my goodness, how fun and adorable is it to have all of these hearts going on for Valentine's Day? Comment and let me know. Will you guys be making a Valentine's Day wreath? I think this is a super fun one to do. The Deco mesh, I promise you guys, is not as scary as it seems. Once you start working with it, it's actually pretty easy and pretty forgiving, especially once you add your bow and little sign to it. You guys can definitely go for it. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take 2 packs of the little Dollar Tree treat sacks and then just some of this white ribbon. I safety pinned an end to it because we're going to make a cute little banner. So I'm going to take the treat sacks and I'm going to cut the bottom off of the treat sack, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the treat sack apart. So I'm going to cut each edge, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take the safety pin and thread it through the top, and that's going to create my cute little banner here. This is so fun and easy, and you can also cut a little triangle in the top here, and that's going to kind of make it even look more banner-like. And I did use the back of the treat sack to go in between the hearts just to make it a little bit longer. You guys could also just use some fun fabric if you wanted to only buy one of the treat sacks. Could you guys see on the end I forgot to cut the little notch in the end? I saw that once I was editing this video. So anyway, here it is. Oh my goodness, how fun, this little Valentine's Day tablescape. I have so many fun Valentine's, spring, and Easter projects coming for you guys. I love just the subtle pops of reds and pinks here and there. And here is Tinky's little new glam Valentine's Day mat. We always have to think about Tinky and never leave her out. I can't wait to reveal more of how I'm decorating my home.
Another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and an honor to have you all here. I want to encourage you all to keep up the good work, crafting and decorating. I feel like it is so good for your heart and soul to keep on plugging in your glue guns and getting out your glitter and paint and crafting and decorating and tidying and baking baking, and just having fun fluffing up your homes, you guys can do it on a budget. You don't have to break the bank. Hey, and listen, don't forget you all can also change up your paint colors, change up your ribbons and your florals to suit your decor style. Look around in your craft stash. I bet you all might have more things to craft with or decorate with than what you might think. Also, rearranging your furniture and doing some of those kind of fun things can give your house an extra little boost and pep that you don't even have to spend money on. Paint also works wonders. A lot of y'all have been commenting that it looks like I have a new home, and I totally do not. Mr. Romantic and I painted my walls, and it just gave my house a little bit of a facelift. So I love you all to the moon and back. I'm wishing you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. I cannot wait for the next video. It is a true blessing and an honor to have you all here. Now listen, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and punch that bell. It will update you all every time I post a new video. I do 3 videos a week with tons and tons of DIY do-it-yourself on a budget content. I love to craft and decorate. I also love to tidy up and bake along the way. So you guys are gonna see a ton of that. I also have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page. I do post DIY videos over there, as well as I have a free group page that I created for you all to socialize and post your home decor and DIY projects as well. It's totally for crafting and decorating, and it's a place for us to escape to because I feel like we need that, a place of positivity and sharing our love of crafting and decorating. And so many of y'all have just been letting me know that crafting and decorating, you're inspired to craft and decorate. It's been such a good outlet for you. So I want to encourage you guys to just keep up the good work crafting and decorating. It always gives me inspiration to craft and decorate for every season. It gives me something to look forward to no matter what kind of mood I'm in and no matter what I have going on in my life. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I want to wish you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. I'm hugging all of your hearts so tight. I'm always praying for you guys. I can't wait for the next video. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.